Elephants are well known for interacting with bones of other elephants. They handle bones quite a lot that they find in their environment, but when it's the bones of a family member, their behaviour is quite different. I found the GBs interacting with the carcass of an individual we figured out was Graca, who belonged to this family. The whole group's behaviour was very different from a normal elephant group, as well as interacting with the bones a lot. They were very cohesive, they had a lot of exploring behaviours, but there was a lot of comfort behaviour going on as well. Reversing towards the bones and the carcass, and the mothers touching and body rubbing with their calves. That's a sign of reassurance. The elephants were very quiet and still while they interacted with these bones. And actually that was what alerted me to the fact that it was probably a family member rather than just another elephant that they knew. This carcass was already about 3 to 4 weeks old. All that was left was the skull, the lower jaw and the tusks. And these are the bones that elephants interact with most frequently. We think that that's because these are the bones that elephants interact with when they are greeting living elephants. The elephants knew that this carcass was here. This was not a surprise to them. They spent more than half an hour playing with the tusks, touching, doing lots of smelling behaviour around the bones, rolling the skull underneath their feet. Elephants have very, very sensitive feet, so they're getting lots of information. You can see from the way that the elephants are behaving, if you pay attention to their trunk tips, they're quite tense. They're standing very close together. There's lots of body contact between individuals. You'll see lots of calves being touched by their mother's tails. It's all general reassurance. They are calm, but definitely not relaxed. I had the impression they were really thinking about what was going on here. This is very different kind of behavior to a normal elephant group. You can see lots of temporal gland secretion. That's the gland between an elephant's eye and its ear. That runs when elephants are vocalizing and when they're aroused in some way. So even without hearing, I can see that elephants were communicating with each other. You see lots of sniffing of the ground. When I was filming this, I couldn't smell anything, but when I got down onto the ground with the carcass to take photographs, I could smell that there was a dead elephant there. It was a very thoughtful and thought-provoking episode. I do think that elephants mourn. They change their behaviour when they lose a family member, and they spend long periods interacting with death sites like this. Elephants tend to guard carcasses for a long time. From the elephant's point of view, this is probably quite ideal because we had to call KWS to be able to recover the ivory after this. KWS has a duty to recover all ivory from natural mortality as well as from poached elephants to stop it entering illegal ivory markets. But because ivory was already detached from their skulls, from the tusk sockets, then they didn't have to cut into the face of the elephant.